Hi, this is Jim. I'm a writer, educator, and podcaster. Thanks so much for watching. In this video, how to avoid using ad hominems, why it might be important to avoid using ad hominems. Today's political discourse tends to be overly negative and personal. Jaded, sometimes angry pundits point to political opponents and berate them as exemplary of the other side. To be fair, sometimes they're correct, and there's plenty to be angry about. As a liberal, for instance, I find the willingness among some on the right to ban abortion very frustrating. And I'm not even a woman. It's clear that today, we as a nation are divided, perhaps more than ever. And I think social media plays a key role. But I'd like to focus here instead on a particular tactic employed by these merchants of division, however well-meaning some of them may be, ad hominems. If we are to make the world a better place, requiring us to live together in tolerance, if not harmony, then we should promote a healthy discussion of ideas to let the best ideas win. Instead of a battlefield, it is better to think of this contest as a marketplace of ideas. This argument against the routine use of ad hominems is not simply a matter of politeness. I'm a fan of politeness. It helps to build trust interpersonally and promote order, necessities in any thriving democracy. Rather, ad hominem is a logical fallacy, ineffective politically, and is often incorrect. Let's start out easy, or at least it would seem easy. Ad hominem is an example of an informal logical fallacy. Why? From the Latin for to the man, ad hominem is a personal attack that purports to discredit a claim made by the attacked person. Obviously, a person is not the same thing as an idea. A person can be an incessant liar and yet tell the truth. A person can be a simpleton and have a brilliant idea. A person can be a cheat and yet have honest intentions. Simply attacking someone does not, in and of itself, tell us whether the claim made by such a person is correct, useful, or not. What disproves the claim has to do with the claim itself. People often conflate idea with person. Why? Well, in politics especially, ideas identify which side you're on. So attacking a political opponent instead of her ideas can help one side to seemingly bring down the other, lowering its perceived status and credibility among possible voters. Many view politics as a game. Gain as many points against political opponents as possible to avoid the consequences of the opponent's policies being enacted. People don't want to lose. Politics is often polemical. A natural reaction to being attacked, either oneself or one side, is to attack back, creating a vicious cycle. Ad hominems, too, are often easier than dealing with complex issues and thoughtful arguments. While an ad hominem does not, by definition, respond to the claim, a person's character, for instance, might relate to the claim in some instances. When dealing with an extraordinary claim made by a motivated, pathological liar, it would be reasonable to be skeptical of the claim. For example, it would be reasonable, a priori, to be highly skeptical of Trump's claim that he won the 2020 presidential election. We know he doesn't like to lose, and that he is egotistically fragile, and that he is extremely likely to lie when it serves his favor. So, while an ad hominem might correctly point out that Trump, in this case, is likely lying, it does not, however, prove the case that he is. Some might say that embarrassment is a good way of persuading others. As stated, this more often makes people more reluctant to concede. We know this from personal experience. We see this on televised debates. What if instead one focuses on the issues, seems disinterested, and compliments a bad leader, say, whenever and wherever it was honest and appropriate, and of course, proportionate? This makes the criticism seem more credible because A, it is less likely to be distorted by emotion, and B, shows more fairness in its willingness to offer some, however limited, praise of a bad leader. For example, instead of calling Trump a dumb liar, encouraging many of his sycophants to attack liberal leaders, one can consider the facts that support his claim of widespread election fraud and see if there is any need for further concern. Such a mindset would make one more likely to empathize with Trump voters, which helps one understand them better and reduce political polarization, especially if such a practice becomes widespread. True, when judging the competence of bad leaders, it would be useful, if honest, to call out incompetence. This informs the public on whether or not such people should be leaders. There are different ways of doing this, though. One can call an individual a moron, which we heard a lot of when Trump was running in 2015 and didn't work out too well. Or one can achieve the same ends by discussing policy, the merits of ideas, and so on. Sometimes, however, a person's character is at issue. We want honest leaders, for example. Pointing out lies is vital in a republic. In general, though, losing a debate matters more after one's opponent calls one a coward for not sharing his or her opinion on, say, gun control. Why make it harder for people to agree with you, to embarrass them? That's what it seems like to me. And I get the urge. It's emotionally gratifying. But like most such things, the feeling is ephemeral. Moreover, these emotions can lead us astray. Ad hominems, when expressed in heated debates, are often untrue. One common insult is to imply, if not outright say, that one's opponent is a dunce. Really, what they often mean is that the individual's idea isn't persuasive to them. They may be right about the idea, but I find, often, people who are called stupid aren't. For instance, many conspiracy theorists, despite saying some incredibly dumb things, exhibit a lot of intelligence. They tend to be well-researched, inquisitive, and willing to study, learn, and change their minds. There are many reasons why smart people might believe in or say stupid things: politics, religion, ideology, etc. They might continue with a nonsensical argument because it costs too much to lose: embarrassment, being discredited, decreased political power, and so on. Sometimes, pundits will try to justify their overly personal commentary by saying it's true, and that attempts to be polite, as they see it, is just political correctness. I see this on the right and the left. Whether the personal attack is true or not is beside the point. One's opponent may indeed be dumb. The utility of calling someone this, though, is low. And we risk every time moving others further from us. In a democracy, routinely doing this is dangerous. In brief, being polite is important. Don't underestimate it. We must deal with other people every day. Burning bridges limits connections, which can potentially limit progress socially. Some things feel right and may be correct, but do more harm than good, such as insulting others. What I'm advocating for isn't easy. I'm sure I'll be guilty of committing something that can be perceived as an ad hominem at some point, because they're difficult to avoid, especially in reaction to being attacked. But I hope to speak more constructively than not. After all, I am, like we are, only human. That's my video. Thanks again for watching, and please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment. All of that helps me out. I'm trying to grow this channel. I appreciate you, and have a great weekend.